What's up, fighters, and welcome back to Valiant World Media. Today, we're going to go over the cast of the new Street Fighter reboot. Yeah, I said it, Street Fighter getting a reboot, but it's pretty interesting, so let's dive into it. The new Street Fighter reboot is supposed to be released in 2026. There's some things going on with the date, but we'll get into that a little later. It's being directed by Kaito Sakurai. Kaito Sakurai, did I say that right? I don't know. Apparently, he directed a film before called Bad Trip, which I never seen. But he did do a few episodes of Twisted Metal in season 1, which I did like. So there's some high hopes there. And that is a video game IP. So maybe he got some knowledge there. The film is said to be set in 1993, focusing on Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li entering the World Tournament. Pretty basic story there, but I'm sure they're going to add a lot of twists and things and backgrounds to the stories. The release date is now October 16th, 2026, which was pushed back from March 2026, which is not necessarily a bad thing because it sets it further apart from another video game franchise that's releasing a film, which was supposed to be released in October 2025, which is Mortal Kombat 2, but now is being released in May 2026. So they're fighting for dates here. I don't know. This character list being already larger than the roster of the first game. I'm probably going to butcher so many of these names here because these are not the easiest names in Hollywood. But I'm going to try to get through them the best I can. That's both for the characters and the actors. So bear with me. And if you got correct pronunciations in the comments, please help me. I'm minute now. I need help. What I think is going to be the leading role, I hope he's going to be the main star, which is Ryu's character, and that's played by Andrew Koji. He starred in the HBO Max series The Warrior, and he has a martial arts background for real. He has a look, he has a style. I don't really know much about him or his acting chops outside of that, but I think he can pull it off, and I'm glad to see that they're probably going to make him the central character here because, in the other Street Fighter film that we don't talk about, they went with Guile as the main character, and that kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. So, Then we have Noah Centineo, I hope I said that right, as Ken Masters. Now, I last seen this guy in Black Adam as Adam Smasher, and I did like him. I did like his performance. I think he has a lot of charisma. I think he can bring something to the Ken character. And judging by the behind-the-scenes photos, it looks like he is trying to get pretty ripped, which is always a plus when you're doing these type of things from superheroes and video games. Let's get the physique going, it helps sell the image. Kalina Liang has the role of Chun-Li, and this is another actor who I really know nothing about. I'm going to be honest with you. I went and looked at some of her photos, and she puts on the look. I mean, I'm not mad at her being Chun-Li. I don't know. So many of these actors are fairly new or unknown to this type of film. It's easy for them to come off as cheesy doing something like Street Fighter. It's such a delicate balance to match. I don't know exactly what they're going for in this film, but if they can pull off a joyous but stern Chun-Li, which they did in some of the animes, I'd really enjoy that. And I think she might be up for the challenge. Cody Rhodes as Guile. Here's where we first start getting some high-name star power into the project. And I'm not really mad at this casting. If they go for a Guile that's just kind of a jerk, but also really strong in his wrestling abilities, which Cody Rhodes is, I think he'll be able to nail this and knock this out the park. He's an American nightmare, and Guile should be an American nightmare. He's someone who just has that military stature oozing out of his body, and we know from Cody Rhodes in the WWE that he can definitely pull it off. I am curious, though, if they're going to give him that strange Guile flat top thing, because that could be hilarious. And then we got David Dastmalchian as M. Bison. Yeah, I think that's how you say his name. M. Bison is one of my favorite characters from Street Fighter. So this is a casting that I'm always going to have a love-hate relationship with. While I think David does have the chops and he has the look, and every film I've seen him in, man, he was great as Polka Dot Man. Even though that was a comedic role, I see the seriousness in him, and I think he can pull it off completely from an actor standpoint. But my thing is, I just like the bulky version of Bison. I just like the hulked up looking beast version that flies around the screen, punching the crap out of everyone. So I don't know from a physical standpoint if he's going to be able to pull off that version of Bison. I'm sure story-wise and with everything they're going to do on the set, they will make him look good. I'm hoping they will. But I don't know if I'm ever going to buy it as the Bison version that I want. So he has a challenge there, not from the facial or acting standpoint, but just from the physicality. Then we have Roman Reigns as Akuma. I was kind of surprised to hear that Akuma was being included in this film just because, there's so much lore and backstory that goes on there. He's such a major character that I feel in an introductory film, he wouldn't really be able to be done justice. But I'm thinking maybe he just has a small role and they're pushing him forward to possible sequels, which they intend on doing. I mean, it's Street Fighter. As far as the actual casting, I think with some makeup and effects, they can use Roman Reigns as Akuma. I think he could pull it off. I don't really see any big issues with that. He'll look good going up against Ryu and Ken. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm all for Roman Reigns. I just don't want them to shoehorn the character in and try to give him too much where we not going to be able to really flesh it out. He's such an important character. Hey, if you haven't already and you're enjoying the content so far, think about hitting the subscribe button, man. I got so much cool movie things coming and a whole bunch of other entertainment things on the way. I'm trying to get my numbers up seriously. So if you could just like, comment, and if you do like the content, like I said, just hit the subscribe. But let's get on to the rest of the characters. We got some good ones coming up. Jason Momoa is taking on the role of Blanca. Yes, the mutated man. This I am actually all for. Jason Momoa has a lot of range with tough, goofy characters. He can really bring it to life. And I don't know if this Street Fighter is going to have any comedy. But if it does, he'll pull it off. If it doesn't, he'll still pull it off. Jason Momoa as Blanca, I think, is great. I'm sure they're going to use a lot of CGI or special effects here. I hope they just don't paint him green and throw an orange rig on him because that would look like one of those YouTube shorts. But I'm here for that casting. I'm good with that one. We can just move on. All right. Back to the name game. I'm going to get so butchered on this video. Vidat Jamwal. I doing the best I can here. He will be playing Dalsum, and another actor that I don't really know about. But a quick Google search told me he is an Indian actor, so that's a plus. And he does have a good look to him. I can say a lot of the cast are trying to fit these roles and they're taking it serious, which gives me high hopes for this project. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson as Balrog. Okay, hear me out here. This is going to be a little long-winded. 50 Cent is a huge name to throw up on a movie poster. I mean, he has that star power notoriety all over pop culture all around the world. Those of you who have followed the channel know that we here love 50 Cent, man, from the exclusive interviews we got for some of his shows to things on the music side that we've been involved with. Great guy. Love to see him prosper. Just saying that first and foremost out front. Also, he's from my hometown of Queens, New York. So shout out to him. Everything he's doing. I'm in no way opposed to this casting, but I think the biggest challenge here for him is making us see Balrog, the Street Fighter character, and not 50 Cent, the megastar. Because he's such a recognizable and strong personality, it's really going to have to get into that role to make us not see him, but see the character. But as far as physique, attitude, and all those things, he's looking great. He fits the part. I mean, he's even walking around in videos with the Balrog haircut already, and it looks amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if he's walking around thinking he is Balrog in a method actor sort of way. Also, 50 Cent has a background in Golden Glove boxing, which might help a little bit if you ask me. Still, I wish in some dimension I would get to see Mike Tyson take on the role, as we know the crazy story of how M. Bison and Balrog's names were switched because he was supposed to be like some kind of parody-ish character of Mike Tyson and Bison, Mike Bison, Mike Tyson. You get what I'm saying. Tyson actually still could pull off a certain iteration of Balrog. Maybe they'll bring him in as Balrog Sr. or something, just in a cool little bit. But I would like to see that just because of the full circle legacy moment. Overall, 50 Cent is Balrog. I'm not mad at it. Bring a big name and let him get his big shot in a big film. Orville Peck as Vega. Yeah, this is another guy I admit I don't really know much about. They say he's a country singer. He wears a mask. Did they just cast him because he wears a mask? I don't know, but he looks like he could wear a mask. So we'll see how that goes. I do like the character Vega very much from the games. I hope he pulls it off well. I would be very sad if he did a bad job. Country singer is Vega. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oliver Richter as Zangief. I hope I said that right. Oliver Richter. Yeah, I think it is. I did see him in a few films. He has some chops, but man, the look. Is this guy not Zangief in real life? I don't even know what else he could ever play after this. Like, just give him all the movies. Just give him all the movies. This guy fits. Hiroki Goto? Yeah. Hiroki Goto. I'm pretty confident on that one. I think I got that one. He will be playing E Honda. This is the most I have ever had no idea about a cast of a film in a long time. But, you know, we got Google. Seeing this guy, he is a wrestler, so he can do the physical things, the physical aspect about it. It seems like he would have it down. But he is a bit muscular from what I like to see E Honda as, or what he's usually portrayed as. I don't know if that's what they're going for, or if they're going to give him something to make him look a little bigger and more like a sumo, because he's more of a regular wrestler build. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know how much of a role a lot of these characters are going to get in here, if we're just going to get little bits. But E Honda, man, he's one of the big guys. He's one of the mains. Andrew Schultz as Dan Hibiki. Ah, I don't like this casting. Andrew Schultz is a comedian. I get it. Dan is a comedic character, but I was hoping they would go with someone who wants to take themselves more serious. I just feel like Schultz is not really giving me that. Maybe they're just going for a full-on comedic thing, or maybe he's going to try to really be serious. I get it. He's a comedian actor, but he can still do serious roles. And this character is like sort of in between, but it's just not what I see as Dan for me personally. I don't know. What do you guys think about this casting in particular? Eric Andre as Don Savage. Another one is like, what? Who? Huh? Okay, I guess he could be cast. I'm pretty sure his role is not going to be big at all. Eric Andre, I guess. I mean, visually he could fit. I don't really enjoy Eric Andre's comedy either, to be honest, but he's there. Mel Jarnson as Cammy. Let's admit, we got a lot of male energy in this film, a lot of big, masculine, big name guys. It's good to see some feminine energy here, and Cammy is probably the second most popular female character in Street Fighter, in my opinion. And this actress, who I also don't know much about, looks amazing. I like it. Hey, Cammy, I hope she could pull off whatever she needs to pull off here, because as far as looking the part, she does great for me. All right, so Julie is being played by Raina Valendingham. Van Leldingham. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I want to do reviews and cast interviews for this movie. I can't even get the cast names right. Is this some type of a troll job? Do they just want us reviewers to mess up these names and just completely look like fools in our reviews and interviews? I'm sorry, Raina. This is not about you. Martial artist obviously has the martial arts chops, which I'm glad if they do get people here who are not huge names in the acting world, they are actual martial artists, fighters, dancers, whatever it is, kind of like how Power Rangers sort of try to do with their cast. I do respect it, man, because it brings so much to the film. And as Joe, we have Joe. Why is Joe in here? Like, was Joe ever even playable in the games? Either way, guess he'll be in there briefly. I don't know. Maybe they'll give him a backstory. But he's being played by Alexander Volkanovsky. Ha, I think I got that one. It's not going to get me there. I'm not too familiar with this character in the game, and even less familiar with the actor. So that one's a toss-up for me. I guess whatever he brings probably will be sufficient to me. Well, that does it for the cast that we know so far. There may be a few surprises and secret characters thrown in there. I would love to see Fei Long make an appearance. Don't want to say, well, I want to play him yet. We're going to save that for another video. Well, what do you guys think of the cast? It seems to be a mix of some big names, some smaller names, but they all have one thing in common, is they have that fighting spirit and background in some type of fighting, which will bring a lot of authenticity to a movie about a game of people who just fight. But we can't ignore the fact that these are also people with supernatural powers. So that's going to be just as important as the actors bringing it with the physical ability, is how these powers are going to be portrayed on screen. Because with things like this, you can make it look very cheesy if you don't do it right. Please do it right. So that's everything we know about the cast so far. What do you guys think? Are you excited about the cast? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Who are you looking forward to the most? Who are you looking least forward to? Who do you think sucks? Just let me know down in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you guys next time.